you join me at my syndicate water on a crazy hot summer's day. It's sort of given to get up to 28 degrees today. It's 10 in the morning and I'm melting away already. It's proper not the one. But on to the matter in hand, the day ticket tours. Of course, we've done the first one over at Blackthorn Fishery, and I've had loads and loads of lovely words and kind comments about that one, so thank you ever so much, guys. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And that's what these tours are all about. It's less of my own fishing and less of how to and whatnot. It's more about focusing on the fishery and what the fishery has to offer you, and in sort of covering as much as I can about the facilities and the stock and the target fish and swims, everything like that. So so far so good, I think. So moving on to venue number 2. Now this place is run by one of my best mates called Ben Critchley. Ben's taken over there as fishery manager. He's hit the ground running. There's been loads and loads of improvements, and yeah, it's sort of taken the place to the next level. It's a BCAC qualifying venue. It's the closest fishery to the tackle shop. It's only about, well, it's about a 7 or 8 minute drive, if that. Nestled just outside the town of Shrewsbury in Shropshire. Of course, I'm talking about the amazing Merington fishery. Hope you enjoy. Well, welcome to the awesome Merington fishery. Finally, me rods are out on the money and I'm enjoying the first cup of tea of the session in the lovely May sunshine, which is very nice. But I can't believe I actually worked it out. It's been nearly 6 years since I've last sort of cast a line here, which is absolutely sacrilege on my behalf because the tackle shop is literally about a 7 or 8 minute drive away, so yeah, slap wrists for me, that's for sure. It's always been a venue we've sort of worked quite closely with over the years. It was a venue that sort of opened the same time as the tackle shop. We're both getting on for sort of coming into our 10th year now, so yeah, we've sort of grown up together, I suppose. So we've always sort of had this good relationship. And one of my best mates now, Ben Critchley, has taken over as bailiff, and Ben has really hit the ground running here. He's implemented loads of new bits and pieces going on, liming of the actual lakes themselves, netting the lakes, and just sort of grading the fish as well, working out which ones are growing, which are stunted, and I know there's a stocking programme as well coming into play. So lots and lots of new things happening. The future's very bright for sure. The plans look amazing, and again, what I'll do, I'll run you through all them tomorrow. I'm going to sort of run the whole thing the same as we did the first sort of fishery tour, the one we did at Blackthorn. I'll grab the camera gear tomorrow. We'll show you a big in-depth of the whole venue itself, so showing you all the swims, the facilities, the other lakes that are here as well now. And also the plans for the future, you know. So yeah, all in all, it should be a good tour, this one. I've sort of set myself a target of catching a fish, well, one fish every fishery tour, so if we can bank one, I'll be very happy indeed. It's got some absolutely stunning fish in here now. Like I say, I was here on the netting, and I just couldn't believe how many commons there were in here. Loads and loads of commons, which don't tend to come out a lot, but yeah, lots of commons, lots of scaly mirrors, so I was proper taken back when I saw them in the netting, and it just sort of lit the fuse for me to get down here and do this sort of fishery tour. But what I'll do, I'll run you through all that tomorrow. I'm going to kick back for the rest of the afternoon, enjoy my cup of tea, soak up this May sunshine, and hopefully if one of those 2 alarms sing before then, you'll be the first to know, and hopefully we can show you Mr. Fishy. So hopefully speak to you shortly. Well, welcome to Merington's car park. This is the first area you'll arrive when you get to the venue itself. First thing you need to do is head over to the bailiff's office. Now that's located just over my shoulder. You can see the cafe there. Head towards the cafe, through the outside eating area, and then just tucked around the corner you'll find Ben sitting there in his office waiting for you to arrive. He'll then hand you over your landing nets and your weigh slings. Your mats and your freshwater buckets are already located in the swims themselves. He'll pass you over then an actual ticket for your stay and explain to you about all the rules, the do's and don'ts. Feel free to pick his brains about swims, baits, rigs, what's been happening, you know, go to town on him, make him earn his money. Actually, obviously when you're there, you've actually got the actual full cafe there as well. Now the whole cafe does you complete food packages while you're here, breakfast, evening meals, drinks, the whole lot. Now if you feel like you're on the fish as well and you don't want to leave your rods, they will actually bring the breakfasts and the evening meals to your swim, which is yeah, more than welcome, isn't it, to be fair. In the cafe as well, they also sort you out quad runs, so if you don't fancy barring all your gear down to the bottom end of the venue, have a word with the girls, they can sort you out a quad run for a small fee, and that's available on your return back to the car park as well. Now in the car park you've also got the shower and toilet block. That's just over to my right hand side. There's your toilet, fully flashing English toilet there, no portaloos, a bit more warmer in the winter as well. And then adjoined to that actual building you've also got the shower block. Now that's available to use throughout your stay. It's £1, I think it is, yeah, it's £1 for 10 minutes of use. Of course we don't supply towels here, please bring your own. If you haven't got one, I'm sure you can find an old unlucky map towel that someone hasn't used or whatnot. But yeah, that sort of brings you up to date, the actual car park itself. I think we'll get down to the business end now and have a look at these lakes. We'll start with the pleasure and match lakes. Right, so here we are at the first set of lakes you come to, or ponds should we say. These are located next to the car park themselves, and these are the two small pleasure and match pools. There's one slightly bigger, one slightly smaller. They're full of roach, rudd, small carp. Great for having a sort of a day session if you fancy a bit of the reminiscence on the old waggler rod, a pole, nice little whip or whatnot. The landing nets and the keep nets are provided for you, but obviously you've got to bring your own gear for the day. Great place to teach the kids, and yeah, it's just a nice little day out really if you just fancy a few hours bit of fun. You'll notice behind me the larger of the venues, or larger of the pools, it's just having all the new stages built, so again if you fancy a bit of a knock up with your mates, a small match, I think this one will house about 10 swims, which is ideal for you sort of weekend boys if you fancy a Sunday sort of afternoon match. This actual track then leads up to the top carp lake, and we'll head over there now and take a peek. Well, here we are at the top lake at Merington, and one absolute wicked little pool this is as well. 1.5 acres in size, you've got 3 swims, there's 80 fish to go at in that, and they sort of run to sort of the low 20s, but there's some absolute beautiful fish in this one. Separated, like I say, into 3 swims, so you get about ½ an acre each. It's sort of built sort of concave, so it's sort of divided up so your mate can't cast into your water. If he does, you'll know about it, that's for sure. But like I say, when we did the netting earlier this year, when the net came in, the amount of beautiful fish in there was unbelievable, and it's a place I definitely want to come back and wet a line to catch some of these proper nice scaly ones. This place and the main lake itself both were sort of chalked this year as well, and now the chalking of the lake sort of helps, it does a few things really. The first thing it does is clear up the water, and it also feeds all the little nasty bugs on the bottom of the lake, all those little critters that the fish love to eat. Obviously it feeds them calcium, in turn that's what the fish eat, so it's actually giving the fish a source of calcium as well, along with clearing up the water. So that was done earlier this year, obviously on this one and the main lake. And that's what it's been about for this last sort of 6 months since Ben's come in. He's done a lot of work in sort of protecting the long future of the lake and all that, the health of the fish. There's a stocking programme coming in as well. I know there's a stock pond being built later this year, which Ben will be in charge then of actually growing on some of the homegrown fish here, and I think he's actually ordered a few big fish as well to arrive, so we'll keep you posted on that one. So down to the nitty gritty now, I suppose. It's time to have a look at the actual main lake. Again, this place was netted earlier this year. year. I was here for the netting. Again, we filmed that, and again, I was surprised just how many big fish there are. Beautiful commons to go at. So I'll leave you now with a tour of that place and some of the footage of the netting, and I'll catch up with you a little bit later back at the swim because I need to get the rods back out. So I'll speak to you shortly. Enjoy the tour.
Philly Uno. Oh, it's one of those.
Well, gotta love a pack up in the rain. Apologies if it's a bit echoey, the camera's in the van. It's the only way I could get this last bit of footage. But yeah, it's been smashing down with rain all morning. Unfortunately, no fish for me. I'm out of breath because of bloody barrow seems to be getting every session. Definitely advise the quad run. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the vlog. Thanks again ever much for watching it. I'll leave you now with a summary of Merington itself, and of course those all important fish photos. So thanks again guys, and I'll see you on the next one.